All right, and we will go ahead and begin with head coach Brian Kelly. Coach Kelly, would you like to start with a statement or questions?
Statement.
All right, go right ahead.
Let me think of a statement. Just what we expected. Boston College always plays hard against Notre Dame. We knew we were going to be challenged, and again, I think what stands out to me is just Ian Book tonight. He was outstanding, and probably in a large degree the difference in this game tonight. Offensively very efficient. Unfortunately, a couple of turnovers, takes away from probably, a stellar performance. Back-to-back weeks we're over 45 points. Tells you that your quarterback play is elevated. Great balance in terms of running and throwing it. Looked a little tired on defense. This bye week's coming at a good time for us to, get some guys back and healthy. But really pleased with the victory as we, as I said, go into the bye week.
All right, and our first question will be from Pete Sampson.
Brian, Ian Book's elevated play. I'm curious what the biggest factors are in that, and then how much of a factor do you think the receivers, outside receivers, really starting to make plays for you in the red zone is in that elevated play?
Well, I think it's part of it. I think it starts with Ian, first of all. I mean, his presence in the pocket, look, he's a unique player in that he has got great escapability, but he's also got a great sense of when to take off. And I think there's some great illustrations here tonight where he stays in the pocket and finds a late crossing route to Avery Davis after, a good 2.5 seconds in the pocket. But in another time where he takes off when he's getting pressure off the edge and picks up a key first down. Clearly, the receiving core is doing a great job. We're getting play now from all of the receivers are pitching in, and this is what we needed to elevate the play. So he is going to benefit from that. But it starts with his command of the offense now, and you can see him just continue to grow each and every week. And that's, look, I think we've talked about this at great length. When your quarterback is playing at a high level, gives you a great chance to be a championship caliber football team.
We'll go next to Eric Hansen.
Brian, I know there were some hiccups with unsportsmanlike conduct penalties, turnovers, and so forth. Beyond Ian, was there an area of your team you felt got better today? And then the second part of it was they said on television that Kyron Williams didn't play in the second half, kind of as a coach's decision. Can you take us through that, please?
Yeah, he was banged up on the fumble that occurred on the angle route that he had in the third quarter where he caught the ball coming out of the backfield. He landed on the shoulder, and so we were being cautious not to put him back in the game. But, when Sebo went down, we were left with really one healthy back. If Chris had to go out of the game, we would have had to go back to him. So it was precautionary and in nature. So that was in fact a coach's decision. He wasn't held out for medical. It was not a typical Notre Dame clean, disciplined kind of game. And we didn't get into much of it today. I'll wait for Monday. I want them to enjoy the win. I challenge them to look at themselves individually about their own play. And then we'll talk about it on Monday about what our standards and our expectations are.
We'll go next to John Finneran.
Ryan, just want to get back on the injury situation with Sebo. What do you know? And my second question is, getting back to Ian, what does Ian what is one quality that a lot of people don't know about Ian that you know that you might be able to communicate in the kind of season that he's having?
Relative to Sibo, it doesn't appear to be a serious injury. He was shaken up pretty much in terms of ankle, knee, leg, but our initial evaluation of him was nothing that would cause great concern. So that's the good news. As it relates to Ian, yeah, I mean, he's just, first of all, he's a two-time captain. And so I think that says enough about the character and what people think of him. I mean, he got so many votes this year by his peers that it was a landslide in terms of the support that he has throughout the team. And to do that, he can't fake it. They trust him implicitly with all things in this football program. So I don't know if that's a secret as much as who he is as a person and how he handles himself. He's just a good man, a good person, and a great leader for our football team.
We'll go next to Pete Thamel.
Hey, Brian, Pete Thamel here. Can you hear me?
Yes, Pete.
Okay, thanks. Obviously, Brian, there are 15 games either canceled or postponed this weekend. And as you face the next 6 weeks or so down the stretch of the season, can you just put into perspective how much time and energy you have to put towards the surviving and advancing part of this, just in terms of keeping your team healthy and playing the games and doing that?
Yeah, I think it's a great question. I mean, we've already played a Big Ten schedule. You know, we've completed 8 games. I mean, that's clearly more than the Pac-12 will play. And it takes a lot. Our team was tired tonight, and you could see that they were, especially on defense, because it requires a lot of mental energy. Certainly the physical of playing a lot of games, and that takes its toll because we're testing. We tested 4 times this week, and obviously the training room, and we played a double overtime game, and those kids, they probably didn't get bed till 4 o'clock in the morning. So all those things matter when we talk about cumulative games across the board. So when you're picking your teams, if this is just a one game and you want to put up one team in one game, yeah, it's pretty easy to see who's really good for 1 week. But to stretch it out over, for us, we're going to play 11 games, 12 games. And that's a whole different test that we're going to be facing than some other schools that are not going to play as many games as we are.
We'll go next to Patrick Engel.
Hey, Brian, what does Bennett Skoranic's physicality and seeming willingness to embrace that and seek it out do for you guys, in particularly in the red zone where he had a few
he plays with an edge, those Fort Wayne guys, they play with an edge. We've been very fortunate with guys from Fort Wayne. And he has certainly a skill set. He's got great size and length, and we like the matchups that we get with him, certainly in the red zone, as you could tell. But he also plays with a swagger, and he wants the ball. And he reminded us when we settled for a field goal that he had a great matchup, and that's why we immediately came back to him the next time we got in the red zone.
We'll go next to Pete Byrne.
Brian, congrats on getting win number 100. I wanted to ask you what that milestone means to you, not only the number, but the fact that arguably your program is in the strongest place it's been in the last 11 years.
Yeah. 100 wins. I was going to say it felt like 100 years, but 100 wins is not something that I spend time thinking about. I will when I'm, not coaching anymore. It means I've had a lot of really good players, a lot of really good coaches, and have been really fortunate to be here at Notre Dame that long. It's difficult to win that many games at Notre Dame. And so I'm really, really fortunate to have the longevity here. And you got to win that many games. You know, that's kind of where you got to be if you want to still be here at Notre Dame coaching. So I guess that's the perspective that I have at 100 right now.
We'll go next to Tim O'Malley.
Coach, just two quick questions. Robert Hainsey out, it seemed, there in the fourth quarter. What's his status? And I know today was Skoronek's day, but Avery Davis, 3 touches for 99 yards. He's making a difference there here at the end of his senior year.
Yeah, no doubt. Remember now, nobody's definitely done. Everybody gets a year back, you know? So Hainsey had an ankle. It's been flaring up. These were precautionary. As I said, there's nothing from this game other than J.D. Bertrand had a head injury from the kickoff that was pretty substantial. Other than that, everything was precautionary today from the game, from the report that I got from Rob Hunt right after the game. But Avery Davis, and what I like is that he's playing fast. You saw his burst when he caught the football. You saw him on the reverses. He really adds a great element to our offense. Now you have the two big guys on the outside, the tight end play, the backs catching the ball. We're very difficult to defend right now.
We'll go next to Tyler James.
Hey, Brian, will you guys do anything differently during the bye week, given the COVID circumstances? And can you give us an update on how long Jason Adamalola may be out?
We're going to test. We'll test Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. So we'll have a full week of testing. Our guys will be here because we're in exams. We will practice. We'll have a normal schedule. Monday will be our normal weight training. We'll watch the film, evaluate the film. We'll practice Tuesday and Wednesday. Thursday, we'll go back in the weight room. And then we'll give them Friday, Saturday, Sunday off. Jason had a meniscus tear, had surgery earlier this week. We expect him to respond pretty well. We don't anticipate him back for North Carolina probably the following week, but it went well. Clean scope. Dr. Balint did it, and we expect him to be back in the next couple of weeks.
And we have one question from John Bryce in the chat. Can you take us through the onside kick that BC appeared to recover, but that ND was interfered with? Is that something you personally saw on the sidelines and asked to be reviewed?
No, we thought that there was contact made early, and that's usually been in most onside kicks the number one thing that's being reviewed. We didn't field it very well. We had actually Brian Polian had just prior to the onside kick, he had alerted our guys to move up, so we were prepared for it. We just didn't field the ball and execute at that time, but they did make contact, I believe, with Drew Wright early in that situation. And the other one, I thought Bo Bauer did what he's been instructed to do in those situations. If the ball pops up, is to call for a fair catch, and he executed that wisely, and we got the ball back there in that situation as well.
And we'll wrap it up with Josh Vowles.
Yeah, Coach, you guys are having a little more problems this year with just fumbles and all that, just a few more than what's normal from your running backs. Is that something that's overly concerning to you? And if so, is there certain things that you're going to do over the next couple of weeks to try to help stem that?
No, I mean, look, we Lance is pretty good at it. I don't know what our numbers are, but we don't want to fumble anytime, but we'll continue to do what we've always done. We've been really good taking care of the football. We take great pride in it. We got some young backs, and we'll continue to work with them. We had a missed exchange. Chris is a young player. He thought it was a pull situation. and the other one was a great effort play by BC. So you look at each one and you evaluate where you are. If you're not handling the ball properly or not putting it away, then there's more concern there. But these guys are very, very conscientious, and that to me is more important than anything else.
All right, and we will wrap it up there. Thank you very much, Coach.
Okay, thank you.